Hello guys, how are you doing? Henry here from Success Inspiration Academy, and on this channel our passion is to inspire and empower entrepreneurs to reach the highest level of expression in their entrepreneurial calling. And today we are with Mr. Mpho of Indigo Beans Property Group, and we are talking about buying houses on auction. What are the benefits of this, and how can you ensure that you actually walk away with a great deal? So, sir, thank you very much
Thank you.
for joining us, man.
Thank you, Ed.
Awesome, man. If you can just introduce yourself, for the purposes, of the guys who are watching you for the first time. This is actually a series of videos, guys, in terms of property. We've talked about how to become a real estate agent, how to start flipping properties successfully in South Africa for a profit. So if you want to catch those videos, watch to the end, to the end screen, or just click the links in the description, below. So yes, man, you can just introduce yourself and your company.
All right, my name is Mpho. I am the principal realtor at Indigo Beans Property Group. We are estate agents, we are auctioneers, and we do valuations on behalf of the sister states.
Okay, wow, man, that's awesome, man. And I know you're very passionate about auctions.
Yes.
And you're even going to be running auctions yourself.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just tell us a bit about that, like just in terms of that side of your business.
So what we do is we get to be given instructions by executors of estates to sell off properties, whether it is online or on-site auctions. So I'm looking forward to that part of the business in the next year, in the coming year. So we will be advertising some of our properties that are going to be sold on auction.
Awesome. So let's talk about auctions, man. When people hear about auctions, there are people who say, okay, man, I'm going to get a great deal. So when you hear auction, immediately you think about, I'm going to get this thing at a discount. That's what immediately others think. But then again, you hear about some people crying about auctions, saying that, hey, man, I went to auction and whatever, man, I couldn't get what I wanted, or I lost some money, or whatever it is, man. In your experience, how can one successfully, participate in auction? And but before that, what are the benefits of, an auction?
From the point of view of a seller, you are likely to get a buyer at the time. It's unlike when you're doing a conventional sale that takes you 3 months to get a buyer. As a seller, you are going to get a buyer at the time. By the time the auction finishes, you are likely to have a buyer. If you have a reserve price and you know what you are looking for, if the reserve price has been achieved, the sale is done. From the buyer's point of view, you are likely to have a discount. You could have a discount. You could find that you've bid on a property, even though it may not have reached the reserve price. Maybe the seller could say, look, let's get rid of the property, let's go sell it. Let's sell it off to whoever is the highest bidder. So there are opportunities there, because you could work out with a discounted property. And there are those which are called properties with no reserve. So you could be lucky the only person at the auction, and you end up buying a property for cheap. So it's also very possible.
Awesome. And I guess sometimes as a buyer, you get, when you're conventionally, it's like they are, you still need to bargain with the seller. Does that happen in terms of auctions?
Auctions, no. It can happen sometimes that it's subject to the confirmation of the seller. So they call it STC. So at the auction, the auctioneer will declare that this sale is subject to the confirmation of the seller. So the seller can always say, wait, let's look at this amount. I know you bid for this much. Can you, so those kind of things can always be. But there's not much. As long as there is a reserve price and the reserve price is achieved, the sale is done.
So you can be guaranteed to walk away with something.
You can be guaranteed to walk away with a property. I've done that many times, and I've seen clients walk away with properties many times.
Awesome, man. And so when it comes now to, to some of the risks involved, right? Or some of the, some of the challenges or some things that you might need someone with experience like yourself to assist so that one can have the full benefit of an auction, what are some of those issues? Yes.
Do not buy a property that is being auctioned and you have no access to it inside. You haven't seen it inside. You must remember, you're buying a property as is. If it has problems, it has got squatters in it, and you have not been able to see what is inside, you'd be shocked to find that there is no house at all.
Wow.
So I always say do your searches and go and ensure that you know what you're buying. So what you buy is yours. If the bid falls on you, that is your house.
Wow, man. So you just have to do that due diligence. So you are allowed to check out a property before you buy it.
Of course, you do. I mean, in many instances, you find that the auctioneers will tell you an hour before you are allowed to come and view the property inside. Or if it's a sale in execution, unfortunately, you are not allowed to do that. You can, on your own accord, go and knock in the house and check if you would be able to have access to the property, because there could be that you buy a property and you're buying a property with people who are refusing to move out. So it is important that you do your own checks and balances before.
Wow, man. In terms of financially, like your finances, I know sometimes in auctions either you pay some sort of deposit or it can be non-refundable. How do you just safeguard that you're not losing money?
The deposit is not non-refundable.
Okay.
If you happen to not win the bid, you will be refunded your money.
Okay.
If you won the bid, and you do not come up with the rest of the money, if it happens that you won the bid, you pay the 10% deposit, you pay the sheriff's commission or the auctioneer's commission, and you do not come up with the rest of the money, you are likely to lose your money. So those are things that you should always be careful of, because it's all in the contract. The issue there is everything is in the contract. If you happen to make that mistake, that's why before you go to auction, go to bank and get a pre-qualification and ensure that by the time you buy, you qualified, you will be able to raise funds if you are happening to go that route, or unless you've got your money available to pay off the property immediately.
Wow, man. Okay, and where can, but before I ask this, and you did speak about the issues of, just make sure that, there's probably running water, there are no squatters and all these things, so you need to know the property.
Correct.
Yeah. And where does one, where can one find, properties that are on auction?
Yeah.
Let's say, where can you go and say, okay, there are these properties on auction, I can go and visit the place and all these things.
Yeah. Auctioneering houses will always have on their website properties that are going on auction. That's why you drive around the road, you find boards written there, going on auction on a specific date. You find there, those are either deceased estates or liquidation sales, or those sales that of people who are immigrating to a specific to overseas. And there is what they call sale in execution, and those are the bank repos. You can go to any sheriff office. They will give you all the information of the next auction and properties that are going to be sold on auction at the venue of the sheriff.
Wow, man. No, that's interesting. That's interesting. So would you encourage someone to buy properties on auction?
You have to be brave. You have to be... It depends also on the environment that we are, the type of a property that you're buying. If it's a deceased estate and the estate or the executors are saying let the property be sold, then there's no problem. The nice thing about those kind of properties is that you may not have to pay the whatever that the rates and taxes and whatever that is, the estate will pay for them. And there are those, if you're buying from the sale in execution, you should know you are liable for the rates and taxes. You are liable for the levies if it's a sectional title or a townhouse or a land in an estate or a property in an estate. You will be liable for whatever the property is owing.
Awesome, man. So, sir, man, if people want to get a hold of you, for you guys, if you've got any, property requirements, buying, selling properties, you need real estate agents, you need to get more information about, the upcoming auctions, where can people get a hold of you?
Our website address is www.indigobeans.co. Alternatively, they can look at me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Indigo Beans On Facebook, personally, I'm Mpho Mokgethwa on Facebook, and on Twitter, it's Mpho James.
Yes.
And on TikTok, it's Mpho Mokgethwa 747.
Awesome, guys. I'll put the links to their website and their social medias in the bio. So, guys, much love to you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know when we upload a video next, and like this video, share this video to someone. So, guys, have an awesome day. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you.